All right. Good.
Hey, Shelley.
Hey.
Hey, how do you watch the recording if I have to jump off because the kids aren't in bed yet?
That's okay. We will post it, and I'll send it out to you guys too. That way you can just rewatch.
Okay. It's not going real good right now.
That's fine. If you need to jump off, we can.
To all you moms out there, that's all I can say.
Oh, absolutely. I just set my kid up with some popcorn, some gummies, and cartoons, and I'm hoping for the best for a few minutes.
I just put mine to bed because I couldn't stand it anymore.
All right, I'm just going to start off by asking, Kayla is a double diamond. She's a sideline. She's under Stephanie Cunningham, right?
Yep.
So we both started in the same time frame, and she is one of my accountability partners. So I thought it'd be cool just to team up and trade ideas and get tips from each other. She's a red, and I'm a yellow, so we're complete opposites. I've built my business from social media, and she's really good in face-to-face and blitzing. So I figured it'd be a really good switch up to learn some different things.
Definitely. So it's kind of crazy how, like, we're both at the same rank, and, like, we've been talking, for a few months, and, like, literally everything that we do about our business is different. But either way, it works, and it just shows, like, how every different personality color can be successful.
I'll go upstairs with you.
Right. If you want, if everyone could just mute themselves, that way it doesn't pull off of who's talking. If you want to just tell a little bit about your story and how you got started and your why.
Okay. So I have kind of a crazy story. I got pregnant. I never expected to be pregnant. I was told at 16 that I could not have children. Doctors lie. That's all I've got to say. So I ended up, I finished LPN school, and 2 weeks into my very first job at my OBGYN, I found out that I was pregnant, took 12 tests just to confirm, and then not very long after that, I was put on bed rest for 12 weeks. We quickly went from 2 incomes to 1. We didn't even live together at that point. So it was like a mess of just trying to get everything to just be okay. And, of course, watching my blood pressure and multiple hospital stays, spinal taps when I was pregnant, it was a nightmare. And I could not wrap my head around leaving this baby that I had fought so hard to keep healthy for so long. So Trent came, and he was perfect. He was healthy. He did come 3 weeks early, but and then I went back to school, and I needed to do something. All I wanted to do was make a car payment. But I had tried every unhealthy thing in the book to try and lose weight because I was going to have a brain shunt placed if I didn't lose so much weight by so much time. And having pseudotumor cerebri, it's really hard to lose weight. So I tried this wrap. I wrapped completely wrong. Didn't even unfold it. Didn't know it unfolded. I'm red. I don't do details at all. I'm not organized. But so I didn't even unfold my wrap. I unfolded it like once and put it on. Did my wrap. I even wrapped the first 3 people that way, and we all still had results. So I mean, like, when I tell you anybody can do this, anybody can do this business. So anyway, I found out I wrapped wrong. And I was so embarrassed, but I didn't care. I laughed it off and went on and kept rapping. Well, that is the best results I'd ever seen. But my first 2 months, I wasn't even interested in running this business. The only reason I signed up as a distributor was because it was a better deal at the time, and I didn't want a 3-month commitment. So, 2 months into it, I signed my very first distributor because Mark was doing one of his crazy, insane drawings, and all you had to have was 1 distributor and 1 loyal customer. And my boyfriend's twin brother let me sign him up just to have an entry. It wasn't even about building the business. I just really thought I was going to win. So, didn't win that, but my business took off from there. I hit Ruby in November of 2014, and then went to conference that January and hit Diamond shortly after that and got a $20,000 bonus. And I could not believe what just happened. Like, it changed everything. So I decided to go in full time with this and run as hard and fast as I possibly could. My team seriously exploded. Like, I have the best team. Like, they are amazing. We seriously are like one big happy family. So we just kept pushing on and pushing on. It took me a year from the day that I hit Diamond to hit double. And then I got another $30,000 bonus. And now here we are again, because that was last February. And I am fully charted for triple and working on presidential. Pluto, can you say hi? Look.
Yeah.
And this is my main man.
Right. Right. I do right.
Okay, can you go watch your cartoons for me?
What? Nope.
Nope.
All right, I will tell a little bit about my story. So there's a couple on here too, from your team. So I started in October of 2014, and I had my son in September, so I started the very next month. And for the same reason, once I had my son, I was like, well, first, let's rewind a little bit, actually. I was in Florida, and I was working, I did hair and nails at a spa, and I made really good money, and my husband made good money. He was working on a boat, like bringing sand in from the ocean and making beaches, so he loved what he did, and we loved living here. We were making good money, and we were engaged, so we got married in April, and we found out like 3-4 months before that I was pregnant. So we were like, well, we already invited everybody to the wedding. We kind of got to get married when I was 4 months pregnant. And by that time we were like, well, we have no family here. I'm going to have a baby. I work full time, and I served at nights, and Ben worked really late at night. So we're like, what are we going to do? I don't want to put him in daycare, So we figured we would move back to Ohio and let our family help while we went back to work. And then once I had him, I was like, there's no way I'm going to go back to work and leave him. So what I needed was, Ben made enough money to where I could just pay the car payment and the insurance, and we would be able to just get by. So that was about $400 a month. So when Taylor had told me about, she had just went Ruby at that time. So that's about what she was making, $400, $500 a month. And I was like, well, if you can do this and you can show me how to do it, then I'll do it. And then like I started, and I didn't do anything for like 3 or 4 months. Like I think I enrolled like 2 loyal customers or so, like family. And then one of my cousins wanted to have a wrap party, so I was like, okay, I guess I'll do it. And I didn't really want to, because I hate being in front of people. So I went, and I ended up signing like 4 loyal customers, and then 2 of them wanted to be distributors. And I didn't even like really do a wrap party. I wrapped 4 people, and I had never wrapped anyone before, and I never even used a wrap because I pre-sold my first 4 wraps, so I never bought any more after that. So I wrapped them, and I was like crazy about their results. So it got me more excited, and everybody else was excited there. And I signed my first distributor right after that, and then I was like, well, and I seen her get her fast start, I got a fast start bonus off of her. So then I signed up my husband, got my fast start bonus, and I was like, wait, what? Like, this money is coming in. Why don't I just actually do something with this?
Did she freeze on your all's too, or is it just my phone?
Nah, she's frozen on mine too.
Okay.
Oh no.
Well, while she's figuring hers out, I can talk to you guys a little bit about blitzing. Does anybody on here love to blitz? Or is anybody really scared of it? Yeah, scared of it. Okay. This is my absolute favorite. I teach my team to like ninja blitz, like, so they never know you're coming. Like I like to wear like plain clothes and maybe just have a bracelet on. And you can pull this out of anything. Like say you're shopping in the mall and you want to talk to somebody, but you're terrified. You don't know what to say. You don't know how to open that conversation. So start with the cashier. Start with the people in the store who are there to help you. And pull out your Blitz card. And don't mention anything about it, but just say, you know, I'm getting ready to go to an event, and I really need something this color green. Can you help me? Like maybe an accessory, maybe a shirt, maybe shoe, you know, whatever your style is. And you can go from there. And then they're going to be like, well, what is that? Because they cannot look at this and see this and not ask what that is. Mm-hmm. So that's a great way to just open up the conversation. And then you can put your own spin on it and, you know, tell your story or pull out your phone and say, well, this is, you know, my first rap and, you know, I fell in love with it. And this is what happened. And, you know, tell your own little story. My absolute favorite thing to do is my son's pediatrician is like you have to take an elevator up to the 3rd floor to get there. And if you can get somebody in an elevator, they have no choice but to listen to you for at least 30 seconds. You've got 30 seconds to grab their attention in some way. So I do, like, I'll even, if I have a wrap on that day, because I usually wrap when I go to appointments, I'll put my stuff down and I'll be adjusting it. And I'm like, have you ever tried this? You know, like, and just play with it and make it a fun conversation. Don't make it awkward. Don't try to go in there and sound like some professional. Just be yourself. Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm weird and quirky and whatever. So, like, I don't care. Usually my hair is pink. Ignore these roots. I have an appointment tomorrow, guys, right before conference. But this is what hair, skin, and nails does. What else? Some other ways of blitzing. Waitresses are wonderful. If you talk about like tips or, well, for me, I tried to be a waitress. I tried really, really hard, and it did not work out for me. I dropped food on everyone. I mean, it was so bad. So anyway, I realized quick that I do not have the coordination or the talent to do that, and my heart goes out to waitresses. So I always bring that up, and I'm like, you are doing such a great job. Like, I can't believe how amazing your customer service is. I tried to do this. I got fired after 2 weeks, and I would just love to have somebody like you on my team. And then they're going to say, what team? And then you can say, oh, well, I sell these wraps. Have you ever heard of those wraps? You know, the skinny wraps, you can sleep in them and wake up smaller, and get them real excited about it. And then all you got to do is whip out that Blitz card and say, well, can I give you some more information? And then always, always, always get their number, because if you give them a card and it just has your number on it, they're not going to call you. I promise. What else? Do you all have like any specific questions or anything? Anything that really scares you? I also do a lot on Facebook. Instagram hasn't really been my friend. I'm trying though. I'm learning. We have some awesome power hours, but I just signed my first, there's Shelley, but I just signed my first distributor from Instagram after 3 years, or well, 2.5 years. So don't ever give up on this business.
Okay.
Shelley, I was just passing time and giving some Blitz tips.
Awesome. Okay. So my computer obviously, I guess, wasn't plugged in, and now it's deciding that it needs to do updates. So I just jumped on my iPad. So my story, I don't even know where I was. I did the wrap party. I started seeing money come in from fast start bonuses. So I was like, I might as well just go ahead and do something with this because there's money here, obviously. So that's when I started really getting on social media and posting and stuff. And that was, so about January is when I jumped in and I signed my husband. And then 2 months later, I went ruby. 2 months later, I went diamond. And then 2 months later, I went double diamond. And I earned $20,000 for diamond, or $15,000 for diamond, and $30,000 or $20,000 for double. And so let's see, about July, August, September of the following year. So about 1 year later, I was like completely ready to go in and promote to triple. I was fully boxed, and we were pregnant at that time and had lost my son that same month. So I didn't make it so we didn't quite promote to triple at that time. So now I'm running towards triple and making it. That's my huge goal of this quarter. And we moved back to Florida. So we were in Ohio still. We've moved back to Florida. I was on food stamps and government assistance, and we're completely off of that. We're able to make all of our bills and more. We're in the middle of buying our first home. So even if you're, I guess, scared to be in front of people like me and can't even talk in front of people, like I didn't even do the like spiel or anything. I did a Fat Fighter demo at my first party, and I rapped people, and that was kind of like it. And people still signed up. So you'll learn it all along the way. All right. So I'm going to just start asking a couple questions. And for you, Kayla.
Okay.
And so you're great at, you said in-person blitzing. Do you do a lot of parties?
I don't. I'm more of a sign on the spot person. Now I used to. I've only done a few parties, but the parties that I did do were successful. What really got me running with this company was my second wrap party ever. My first one, not one person showed up to. They RSVP'd, they did not show up. Like, how many people does that happen to? Like, everybody, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, my second one was this girl's bridal party, and there was 15 people there, and 15 people wrapped, and it was essentially my first party, and I had a distributor under me, so I took her to train her, even though it was my first one and I was learning as I went. I had no idea what the party pad was. Like I said, I didn't go into detail. I didn't go into eSuite and do my training. Bare minimum is what I did. So anyway, all these people are there. I have all these eyes on me. I purposely did not go into teaching in college because you had to take public speaking. So at this point, I'm just like, I don't know. I wore the wrap and it made me skinny. Like I dropped 3 pant sizes. And so telling them that and just showing them my results and just being honest, like, was awesome. All 15 people wrapped. People took wraps home with them, facials home with them. Like, it was insane. Everybody loved it. I signed 5 loyal customers at that party and walked away with $600. So I was like,
Gosh.
I can do this. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I can do it. And so now I've never had another party like that. So just putting that out there. Like I said, not a big party person, but that can happen. You just have to find the right people. But since then, I'm more of just one-on-one. I meet you. I tell you what I do. I tell you a little bit of my story. I show you my results and try to get you to sign right then.
Okay. When you blitz, do you like specifically go out to blitz, or do you kind of make it more in your lifestyle, or?
Well, I did lifestyle for a long time. I would try to sell at least two wraps every Sunday, because that was $50 towards groceries or diapers or whatever else. The very first bit of wrap cash that I bought diapers for a while, and I was like so proud of that, because Shane's my boyfriend, and he literally took care of everything, every detail, everything about our lives while I was on bed rest, from a one income, it was just him. And I felt so much guilt for so long. Help you. So anyway, sorry, I just lost train of thought. What was the question?
You're blitzing.
Oh, so it started out that way, but now that I'm no longer going to school and it's just me and Trent full time, Shane works on the railroad, so he's here 7 days, gone 7 days. So the days that he's gone, like we live 2 miles from the mall, so we'll have a mall day and purposefully go blitzing. What, babe? Go play with Daddy for a few minutes, okay?
Daddy's trouble.
Daddy's in trouble. I'm sorry, but so now we do. A couple summers ago, we actually had a mommy fit group, like me and a couple girls from my team, and we would go to the park basically every day to walk, because being a mom, you're home with your kid, and it's really hard to work out being home, and it's harder to find a babysitter to get to the gym. Well, for me anyway. But so we decided that we were home anyway. We might as well get together, work our businesses together, and be active while we do it. So we used to go and blitz in the park just like as we were walking. And that's when I really started practicing it, because, you're on a trail and you're just walking. You're going to pass so many people. Somebody says no, somebody else is coming. Like, who cares? Just keep going. Keep asking. And it's the same thing on social media. When you follow up, you can get 100 no's in a row, but that one yes could be your next diamond. So having that mindset, like, that really helped me, just being at the park and knowing that, like, I have to walk 2 miles back to my car. I might as well work on my way back.
I got it.
You got it?
P.
Okay, go play with Daddy, okay?
P.
I'm sorry, guys.
So what do you say when you blitz someone, like in the mall, like when you're walking around? What would you?
Always just start with a compliment. If there's somebody, especially moms, if they have their kids with them, then they're probably just trying to get out of the house the same way I am. And so if they look really stressed out, I'm going to walk over and offer her some confianza and tell her all about it. If, just happy-go-lucky and just shopping, I'm going to pick out something about her outfit, something, maybe her hair, her hat, her shoes, her belt, something that stands out, and just pay her a compliment. And it's the same thing. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I absolutely love your hat. Please tell me you got it somewhere in this mall, because I have an event coming up and I need that hat. And then so you're paying them a compliment. They're going to listen to you more. And then, they're going to say, oh, well, what's your event for? And then you can say, oh, well, I work for this company. It's at Works. You can even pull out a card at that point if you want. And just tell them, what you're doing. And I stick to telling them, like, about the event and how much fun I had. And then, you can slip in that, you also got a $20,000 bonus last time you went, or, whatever your story is. Maybe you got wrap cash that day. Every tiny victory is a victory, and, like, you should celebrate it. So brag on yourself a little bit, but keep it about them. And be like, at any point, you could do this with me. You could be traveling with me too. We could go shopping together. How cool would that be? And just be a friend. And that's ultimately what everybody wants, is just someone to listen to them. I see it, Bubba.
So you mentioned like you'll go to the park with your son, or you'll go to the mall and have your son with you. How do you like balance work time with your family, or cleaning the house, or laundry, or what?
I'm just going to be real honest. There absolutely is no balance. My life is chaos. Some days I clean my house. Some days I work my business and don't shower. I mean, I have not found balance yet, and I don't think I ever will. I think that's part of my personality. But my life's a little different just because, like, when Shane's here, I like to try to have more of like a dinner time and, communicate that way. But the weeks that he's not here, when it's, me and Trent, by the time it's dinner time, I've played with him all day. It's, time for business. And so I always will set aside at least a couple power hours. That way it's 1 hour completely focused that, I know I got A, B, and C done. So lately it's been Instagram, but
Okay.
it can go for all kinds of things.
All right. I do the same thing. When I get up, I'll give Jace his breakfast, and I'll sit down, and I know I have an hour for that time. And I even like pick 3 things that I'm going to do in that hour and make it a power hour. And then I'll do the same thing once he goes to bed. I have that power hour to sit and message people.
Yeah.
So you said you're not organized at all. What do you do to try and keep, do you like your hundreds list, or do you do anything?
My 100, I mean, I have it all, but like, it's the type of thing that makes sense to me. Like, it's not organized. Like, my hundreds list is on a million different napkins, or, scattered out through 4 different notebooks or something like that. Now, one of my girls did make me this handy dandy catalog, and I'm trying to get better. So I've got my labels in here. I'm still learning to get used to this. And she separated it for me in envelopes, stamps, labels, new loyals. Yeah. See, I'm getting better, but I don't know. I remember a lot of stuff. It's really weird. Like, I know dates of when my distributor started that I should not remember.
I don't remember anything, and I'm not organized at all. So. I've started a lot, though. I have this not here with me, but it's this little has Monday through Sunday on it, and then it has about probably 30 lines where you can just fill in like just your weekday thing, but it goes on your fridge as a magnet. So I put names of people that I'm going to reach out that day. So for Facebook, basically, is what I keep it for. And then I make sure that I am somebody I friend on Monday, I'm going to pencil their name in for next Monday. And that's when I'm going to reach out to them. So I am building the relationship with those people for the next week on that page. I'm making sure I'm going back to their page every day and commenting and liking their stuff.
Do you all use list, like the list option for Facebook at all?
Yeah.
That's another big thing that's helped is like we put all one day my team and I set aside a power hour to get organized on Facebook and put all of our potentials in a list. That way that we can kind of target more of an audience, and then when we go to there, it's easier to click and see how they're doing and like all theirs and comment and do it that way. And then on Instagram, I just learned that you can actually set up a notification for when somebody posts a picture. So it'll tell you, hey, so-and-so just posted it, and you can go and take care of business right then. Or for me, if I'm busy at that time, I'll take a screenshot of it so I know that name, and then I'll go back through my screenshots at night and then erase them as I go and comment or like and build that relationship more.
That's a good idea. I set up the notifications, but notifications drive me absolutely crazy. So I will just I'll have like 30 notifications, and I literally just clear the whole thing because they aggravate the crap out of me.
That does me too. So like I'll take a screenshot and I'm like, okay, I got it, and then swipe. And then that way your notifications are gone and you can go back and look at your screenshots at the end of the night, whenever wild children go to sleep.
Yeah. Yeah, my Instagram is a harder one for me to keep track of.
Me
with
too.
like writing down their names and having a hundreds list is a little bit harder there. My main thing is going back through who liked my pictures and just going back to their pages and liking all their stuff. And then I've been trying to keep a separate hundreds list just for Instagram. But it is a little.
It is like my enroller. I mean, I actually signed from Instagram, so it drives me crazy that like I'm not good at it. But she is. I mean, she's Instagram queen, and I'm just like I'm learning. But it's like when I get on Instagram and I'm like trying to work it like I do anything else. Like I feel like the new kid at school, and I'm still like getting used to it. And I'm like, are we close enough yet? Like, can I double tap a couple times? But it's all a learning process. But I liked what you said. Like your party, you learned as you went, and that's what this business is trial and error, and seeing what works for you and what doesn't. Because just what like me and you, what works for me doesn't work for you, and vice versa.
Right. I think it was Joel Dunn that said if you hate Facebook or Instagram, it's only because you don't know enough about it. So you need to do some more training and learn some more about it. Which Instagram is not my forte, but I am trying it because I know first quarter is going to bring that.
And that's like when I don't know if it was conference or green carpet last year, but Ambassador Alyssa Billieu, she enrolled 500 distributors personally last year, and over half came from Instagram. And I was like, okay, something, I've got to figure this out. Like, just because it frustrates me doesn't mean that doesn't work. It's me.
Right.
And that's a lot of what this business is just the self-development and being able to look in the mirror and say, you know what, you're not too good at that. You need some more training. It's not going to come easy for you. So let's step it up a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see. Do you message people? How do you reach out to people on social media?
I mostly watch their posts and get very interested in their life. And if I look at it, every person that I message is going to be my new best friend. And like, I mean that like from the bottom of my heart, just because how many strangers I've gotten so close to. And, so I treat them that way and treat them like we're getting ready to hang out for the next, 20 some years. And to really build that relationship and want more from them. So like more of, about their life, because, Facebook's a highlight reel and you're going to see mostly ponies and rainbows, not what's really going on with them. So a big thing I ask them is, even if they want to be a distributor, I ask them what their wish list is for products. What are 3 products that they've really been wanting to try? Because that's going to tell me more about their goals and where they want to improve themselves, like physically. And then when we go on from there, I'll just say, what's some of your dreams? And I'll bring up our dream boards. Mine's up there. I started my own dream wall.
I love it.
And it's a work in progress, but we just moved here in June. And so that was something that I thought was super cool. We actually got to turn this into my office and actually have an office. So that was amazing. But talking about dreams with people can be kind of different depending on where they're at in their life, because a lot of people have completely stopped dreaming and they've already settled. And it's getting them to dream again and saying, like, you can do this with me. You can travel with me. You can, like, I'll be here for you too. Like, it's not too late. And so just asking them to elaborate more on that is huge. But when I'm first just trying to start the conversation, it's more of just I see your 2-year-old made a complete mess at dinner. I'm sitting here scrubbing my floor too. What cleaning products do you use? I can't get the stain out. Anything to just start that conversation of, you know, my life is normal. Like, I go through the same struggles and I just want a conversation. Instead of a cold message of, when I joined my team for $99.
Okay, so you build the relationship first and then try and start a relationship, not mentioning the business or anything.
Right. I just kind of let them watch me, but it all depends on that conversation. Some people I can jump right in. Some people, you know, it just depends on how that conversation is going. Don't ever rush it. Like, you'll know when it's time to slip something in and say, and then if the more that they elaborate on it, the more you're going to know how interested they are in it.
Okay. Do you have a goal every day to how many people you're going to reach out to, or is it
I do. I set a different number. Like, I reach out to at least 5 new people a day. But when it comes to following up, it just depends on where we were at in the conversation. And so I'll go through like at night and figure out who all I'm going to message the next day and get them like at least like have screenshots of it in my phone or something like that. But at least 5 new people a day every day.
Okay. And what's like your non-negotiable things that you have to get done every day for your business?
Well, I'm very competitive. I'm very red. So I set goals for my team. Every morning I wake up and you wake up, you check volume. I mean, well, I do. And so I wake up, check my volume. Whatever my volume is, I'll say, okay, I want to get to X amount today. And thank you. I don't know. I think he's staring apart his room. But anyway, so I'll set an amount, let's crush this goal, X amount of volume, and then like I'll put it out there for my team. I have a few reds and they love challenges, so that works for us. And then, but my big non-negotiable is to follow up with at least 3 people who have wanted to be a distributor and see where they're at. And I do that by just asking them, on a scale of 1 to 10, how ready are you to join this business? And then they'll give you their number. And then you say, well, what can I do to get you to a 10? What fears are holding you back? Maybe I can help that. And a lot of their fears are they're not going to get their $99 back, which they don't know that they can either pre-sell their wraps like you did, or, sell them as soon as they come in and have people like ready to buy them then.
I'm done.
Now it's dark outside. Go get Daddy.
So, what is outside your comfort zone, and what do you do to overcome that?
Talking to potentials on the phone. I don't like it. I want to be face to face. I would rather set up a Zoom. That's one way I try to overcome it. So I'm still speaking to them, but I'm a person that likes to like read vibrations and read like your energy, like how you're really feeling, not your voice. So that's why I love to blitz people face to face. So that's one thing that I try to never do. I try to just get them on a Zoom. That way I can like either see the fear in their face or the excitement, and then I can go from there with the conversation.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions? It's kind of all I had wrote down. No questions for Kayla? Erica, I know you got something.
Don't hold back, guys. Anything.
Let me try and think of some stuff. What do you do when you wake up? Like, what's the first thing you do when you wake up?
Posting my team page every morning. Like, I want them to start out with either a positive message, maybe just a good morning, maybe a challenge, anything like that. But I wake up, I check volume, post on my team page before I get out of bed.
Let's see. How do you do a lot of one-on-one wrap appointments? Like I know you said you blitz a lot and sell wraps from there. How do you get wrap appointments?
I always have wraps on me, and like I try to, at least if they don't want to sign, I try to just get the wrap on them on the spot. Like on the cruise, I wrap both the photographers.
That's awesome.
4,000 people on that boat, and nobody offered to wrap them. I mean, so I walked away with $50 cash from the cruise, which I thought was so cool. But just having the product on you is the biggest thing. Like, I can wrap you right now. And they're like, you got saran wrap in your purse? I sure do. Like, and it just shows, like, how easy it is. Like, you can run, like, I can run my business from my cell phone to my purse. Like, and then they're just like, I can do that. She can do that. I can do that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Like, at events that we do, we set up, like, I live 2 miles from our closest mall. And so we grab every event that comes through there. So I always have quite a few people working with me just because I don't stay at the table. I'm running around trying to get people in the bathroom with me to wrap. And when you wrap somebody in the bathroom and they hear the saran wrap, it causes a little friction. And they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, we're getting skinny. You want to too? And like, my favorite is bathing suit season. People getting ready for spring break, getting ready for summer. All you got to do is grab you a few bathing suits, go in the dressing room in Victoria's Secret or wherever, and just wait, because all those other girls in there are doing the same thing, and just wait for the slide your card under the door. Let me help you.
Stop it. That's awesome.
Oh.
I think that's my thing. Like, I don't have a problem talking to people. Like, I can talk to anybody, but like, because I carry wraps on me too, but I'm like, I guess I just need to be bold enough to ask them, like, do you want to wrap, like, right now? You know what I mean? Or I just have a very hard time with, like, mentioning it. It's just so awkward. Like, I can talk to any Joe Blow off the street, like, it doesn't matter, but just bringing up the business or the wrap, like, and I don't know why, like, I have my own results with them, so I don't know.
A big thing for me is because, like, I was super nervous. I haven't always been like this, you know, like, this is a growing process.
Right,
and,
for sure.
But my biggest thing was always be in a hurry. Like, you have a wrap appointment to get to. You have somewhere to go. Don't let somebody just sit and, I mean, if it's legitimate questions and you're having a great conversation, that's fine. If it's just continued small talk, like, listen, I can wrap you right now. It takes less than 3 minutes. I really have to go. I've got to wrap somebody else in 20 minutes. I've got to be there, but I would love to get this on you and see your results. And that way you're either wrapping up the conversation, you're going to either get their number, always get their number. And say they don't want to wrap, say they don't have the $25. And then you're like, okay, what now? Like, they want to wrap, they want this thing, they don't have the money. I keep WOW on me too. And I'll say, well, listen, I can give you this one packet, or even greens. Greens are even better. I can give you this one packet for free. If you give me your number, I'm gonna text you the best way to use this so you get the maximum results. So that way they're not just going to go home and hope that they do it right and try your product. They're going to wait for you to text them, and then the ball is in your court because you have their phone number.
Great. Thanks.
So when you said, like, you're going out Sunday to blitz and you want to sell 2 wraps, what is something you would say specifically, knowing that you want to sell a wrap to someone? Are you just starting small talk, or are you, like, going in with the wrap?
No, I always start with small talk, because, I mean, I've tried going in with just the wrap before. You look too salesy. People are like, I mean, they write you off. They're like, I'm not just going to be another sell for you. Sorry. Like, you're not going to see my tummy just to get $25. Like, I've got to trust you a little bit. And so that's a big thing, especially when you tell them that we have to take pictures. and take their pictures. Like, you can take it on their phone if you want, but take their pictures. And I tell them that, and I always attach kind of a funny story to it. I'm like, listen, we have to take pictures, and let me tell you why. I put my first strap on, and I looked in the mirror, and I was ready to tell that girl to fly a kite because it didn't work. And then I put my pictures side by side, and I shut myself up real quick. And then they're like, oh, okay. Like, you've been there, you've done it, you understand, go on. Like, don't go into it thinking that you have to be this professional salesperson that needs to, know every detail and everything. Because honestly, there's not that many green people out there. There's a few, and you will find them. Give them your card and walk away. Don't let them do their own research. Don't say anything else, because they will rip you up one side and down the other. And I don't know details. So I'm like, look, you want to do research? Here's my website. Here's Product Coach. Here's whatever you want. Here's Dr. Dawn's video. You contact me in 8 days when you're done with your research. We'll talk then.
Here's the comp plan, because I know I get paid, but I just don't know the percentages. This is
exactly.
Read it. So when you sign a new distributor, how do you get them started? What's your launch for them?
Well, see, I don't hold their hand at all. I enroll them, I welcome them to the team page, and then just like you're not in Tiffany's group, but I'm sure you all have a pinned post that you go, that's like your main stuff, you go through that first. And I'll tag them, and then I'll message them, and I'll say, this is a great place to start, let me know when you get through it. If they never get through it, they're not going to message you back, because if they do start to read it, they're going to have questions. So that's how you can kind of differentiate who's taking this seriously and who's not. So I just do it that way and see how bad they really want it. But, like, I don't play games with people. I'm like, either you want it or you don't. Either you want my help and you want my time and you're going to take this seriously, or you don't. But at the same time, you can go at your own pace. I'm here for whatever you want to do. But that's one thing. I start them there. And there's, maybe 3 videos, welcoming videos that they'll get through, and they can ask questions from there. And then I can take their questions and elaborate, and maybe even do a training that, like, if 3 new people in a row have the same questions, then I'll set up a training for that. So I take care of everything right then. But really just keeping them pumped up and getting them to get a wrap on themselves as soon as possible so they see their own results. Because I think that's when people really fall in love with the company, is when they see those results on their own body.
Yeah. Like I said, I didn't get to try a wrap before my first wrap party, but I wrapped 4 people there, and I saw the crazy results from them, and I was super excited, like, okay, I really have to try one of these.
So you knew somebody already in this business, right?
Right, Taylor.
Okay. So I knew nobody. Like, I picked somebody random off the internet. Like, nobody I knew around here sold it. Nobody even knew what it was. I tried for 4 months on this business page, Wraps by Betsy. I tried so hard to win a free wrap. Oh my gosh, she did free wraps all the time. Never won one. And then finally, I just jumped in. I jumped in head first. Didn't know what I was doing, and hope for the best. And the best literally happened.
Yeah, that's awesome. I joined Taylor. She was in Florida, and I had moved back to Ohio. So we knew each other for about like 5 months or so. We just worked together. And,
so crazy, like the people that this business connects you with.
Right.
Oh, it blows my mind.
Were we friends on Facebook, or how did we even? I guess we were friends on Facebook.
Of course. I like went to your wedding and stuff.
I was never, like, before this, I never even posted on social media ever. Like, maybe once a month or something. Of course, once I had my kid, I was like, okay, I gotta post my son, but
I wasn't very tactful with it either. I was just like, you should do this with me. Just do this.
You're gonna get skinny and rich, okay? Let's just do this.
yeah, it's funny to think back. And now you think like how all of your distributors got started. I think that's a big thing too, is kind of like removing ourselves from like wanting to sign distributors to thinking what the distributors are thinking, like how they're viewing our post or how they're viewing us as a person. Because I think really even like the loyal customers, they're not really buying the products. They've been watching you as a person and watching your posts, and they're buying you and how, like, even when I post about the products or anything, I always have myself in the picture. So I'm not just taking a picture of the greens or whatever. I have myself in the picture because they're buying you essentially.
Absolutely. This, like, I forget who, I don't know if it was Mike Patillo or Joel, but they said, you know, when you take this business on and you start working for yourself, you brand yourself. And everything that you put, you know, on social media is all about you. What happened? You're okay. It's just a finger. It's okay. Shake it off.
You got 10 of them. Let's see. Well,
I was going to say something that I've been doing a little bit differently is, you know, sometimes you just get so focused on like quantity of distributors. Like I need all the distributors instead of like looking at the quality of them. I've really kind of like done an overhaul on my 100s list about, you know, flaky people or just people that I'm like, you know what, like I don't want them on my team. Like I forget, I think it was a Zoom that we were on with Pam Souter, and she was just like, you know, you need to basically like interview these people, like they're joining your business. Like you don't just want some random that isn't going to do anything and you're just going to have to carry the weight. Like, so that's something that I have been focusing on, is finding like quality people and not just like, you know, obviously, you know, we all have charts that we want to fill. But I mean, what good is it when you're filling 10 boxes and nobody's working? So that's something that I've been really doing and focusing on, people who I want on my team and who I don't. I've dropped a lot of people kind of to the back of my notebook that I'm like, you know what, I will keep in touch with them, but like, I'm not going to be like chasing them down. Like if they want this, they, you know, they see me. So that's something that I've really, really, really been focusing on. Cause I think we get so caught up in the numbers, like, oh, someone just signed 12 distributors this month. Like, you know, how many of them are going to work though? You know what I mean? So, just getting in that mindset of, you know, quality and quantity. So that's what I've been doing lately.
yeah, I love that too. I can't remember what I was just going to say. It was something about Kayla said something referring to that too. Like carrying the weight of others. Even like on your team, when you start a distributor, like she said, not holding their hand,
Right.
that'll take you down too. If you're sitting there at every question, like send them to the team page. They have a question.
Right.
I mean, help them obviously, but if they're coming to you like saying, hey, what's this in the wrap or something? Hey, product coach is a great way to find that answer. You got to let them be able to find things on their own too.
Mm-hmm.
And just not holding their hands, because you got to work your business too. And so when you're answering to everyone and trying to keep up with all the people that are on your team, then
It's very overwhelming.
Yeah.
And I think that knowing their intentions with the business up front, like what are your goals? Like, why are you doing this? What is the goal? Like, what amount of money is going to make you comfortable? Like, that's what we need to focus on. Like, let's have a game plan. And then, like Kayla said, you know, like there's a pin post, like knowing what their intentions are and their goals are, plus setting them there. Like, they'll kind of have a heads up about whether they're going to complete that list or not if they're willing to talk about those things with you instead of, never messaging you again.
Right. Keeping them in the follow-up, of course, but yeah, you can't hold on to them because they said they'd sign up Tuesday, but now they're ignoring you. So
No, like people that are already like signed up, like distributors that are already signed, like not holding their hand, but like knowing, knowing what their intentions were with the business and, kind of gives you an idea of whether they're going to complete that checklist or not.
Right.
I might have said that confusing.
Well, I was going back to what you said before about the follow-ups. So, definitely. All of it. Sorry, I keep getting messages popping up. So I think, anybody else have any questions? Come up with anything? For Kayla or for myself? I'm here too. No one?
Okay, so I have a question for you, Shelley.
Yeah.
Because I have so much, like I scare the crap out of my yellows sometimes. And I don't mean to, but it's just the competitive side in me. So yellows rarely don't respond well to challenges. They more or less shut down. So what motivates you? Like, what is something that helps keep you excited?
I think it's a lot of the business, the whole business for me is emotional. And I think that's obviously part of being a yellow. Staying with social or with personal development. When my son naps every day, I have to read personal development for at least 15 to half an hour. I have to read something that is going to lift me up and give me that energy that I want to run,
Right.
And also watching, I watch a lot of YouTube from other leaders. Like I follow a bunch of leaders on YouTube and I just watch their Zooms and I feed off of them, I guess.
So is that like your personal time? Is that like your non-negotiable? Like, this is what I need to do for me?
Yeah, and I found that out. I didn't know that at the beginning either because obviously I was on Amanda's team page when I first started, so she's a red, so that wasn't really, she wasn't as emotional. Courtney's also my presidential upline, so she's
Okay.
She taught me a lot about that now. As I'm 2 years into the business, it means a lot to me to keep in touch with my personal development, and because I'll feel myself as I'm posting and I get into this rut and I'm like, okay, I'm just getting into, I feel like I don't know what to say, I'm just posting the same things over, I need that something that is going to keep my emotions going. And so I think that's my everyday.
See, that is so awesome, and that is so great to hear because, I have 3 very, very hardworking yellows who want this, and they have the passion. They just, they let fear take over sometimes, and I don't understand that. That's just my personality type. I just, I'm more of Amanda Pruitt's speed, and I'm push through it, let's go, instead of. These are real feelings. These are raw emotions that need to be handled. So I love that Courtney is under Amanda. So you all kind of have you can go to Courtney and she'll relate to you, because my enroller is the biggest yellow ever. And we balance each other so well. If somebody needs loved on and nurtured on, they know to go to Nikki. If somebody needs a foot in their ass, they come to me. And just having that balance is amazing.
Right. And I think more, when I think about the business, I don't think, okay, I need, like you said, you go out on Sunday and you say, I need to sell 2 wraps for $50. I more think of it emotionally. Like if I don't get a pay raise on this next check, that could mean that I might have to get a job and I might have to leave Jace. Like I think of emotional things more so, or like what it would feel like, or what that means. I don't think exactly of the money, I guess. Exactly.
See, I'm like, no, like I cannot leave Trent. This is not happening. I need to make X amount of dollars right now. And like, I mean, I had a rough fourth quarter. Like, I think everybody across the board, 2016, so glad it's over. But, you know, that motivated me more than anything, like anything in the world. And last month, I ended January with like one of the best months I'd had in a long, long time. And I enrolled 8 loyal customers and 3 distributors. So I was like, okay, like it's, you know, I'm back. But a lot of that was in my own head, you know, just like you said, like feelings can take over and, you know, you can start questioning yourself. But for me, it was comparing. I was looking around way too much instead of looking straight forward. And I let it get to me. But just showing like 1 month to the next, you can pick up at any time. At any time, you can start running again. You can do whatever you want in this business. And that just, I love it. Like, I have never felt fire like I do right now. Like, I cannot wait to get to conference. Like, is everybody on here going to conference?
Not everybody, but most of us, yeah.
Oh my gosh, we're going to have to meet up. But it is going to be amazing. But you all did see, those of you that are going, we're literally sitting on the ice. So dress warm.
Yeah.
I've been there a lot. It's super cold in there. They're not joking around.
Oh my gosh, I'm so because I'm like, I'm going to Florida, I'm packing shorts. And then Amanda Pruitt was like, no, don't do it.
Yeah. Well, it'll still probably be warm for you guys. I think it's supposed to be like 70, isn't it?
I have no idea.
It's the colder weather of Florida, but whatever.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
70.
I'm from like it's 30 degrees here right now.
Yeah, I'm like, it's 25.
You'll be warm. You'll be warm.
25.
Us Floridians, it's like 60, and we're like, oh god.
I know Amanda had posted. She was like, it's 48 degrees today. Like I'm not getting out of bed, or like, you know, she was bundled up. I was like, I can go outside in short sleeves in 48.
Yep.
Yeah. It says it's 60 here right now, and I'm cold because there's all the windows out there.
Like, I want to move to Florida so bad. Like, it just seems like such a different world. And the fact that I've never been to Disney World is, like, killing me. So, that's dream board. That's a big dream board.
I was going to say dream board.
I can't wait to see Trent's, like, Trent loves Mickey Mouse. Like, I can't wait to see that little boy's face.
Aww. All right.
Well, you guys have been super fun to hang out with. Thanks for listening to me ramble.
Yeah, we'll have to do it again down the road.
Hey, Kayla, I have a quick question. Do you have many guys on your team?
Do I what?
Do you have many guys on your team?
There's a few. Most of them are husbands who just help their wives, aren't like really active. My brother was actually my very first diamond, and he works hardcore, but I mean, I don't give him a choice. But he got diamond last year when he was my diamond to go double, and he got the $22,000 bonus and all that because he went straight from ruby to diamond. And then one other guy named Trevor, he works his business quite a bit. Like he wears his shirts. He carries even if it's an empty energy can, he carries it around everywhere. He keeps it in his truck, and you know, he helps his wife. He'll kind of introduce it and do the small talk, and then she'll come in and close the deal. Like he doesn't claim to know all about the products. He's just like, this is what my wife does. She makes good money at it, and it makes her happy. And I love these energy drinks, and she'll tell you more. So, kind of like a tag team type of thing. You know, they focus on their strengths and weaknesses. But we don't have a whole lot of guys. I'm working on it.
When it comes to like following on Instagram or Facebook, do you tend to ignore the guys and delete them, or do you try to work a relationship with them?
Yeah, see, I got really turned off to the whole guy aspect because I had the weirdest conversation when I first started. It was pretty graphic and it was just awkward. And so, like, I've never really taken guys very seriously since then. And if anybody has been serious, I just sent them to my brother. So I tend to just kind of ignore and move on. But a guy actually messaged me yesterday wanting to buy the system. So that's new for me. It's very new for me.
What about your brother? Is there specific ways that he works? Does he target men, or does he sign a lot of women, or?
Actually, the most that he sells is WoW to old women. And I've never seen him in action. I have no idea how he does it, but that was like his strong suit. He also, he used to work at Home Depot. And so, you know, Home Depot, they have to wear the orange aprons. That is like a national thing, right? Like,
yeah.
Okay. Sorry. I said it and then I was like, wait a second. But anyway, so, you know, he has an apron on, so he can't wear a shirt, obviously. But he would take all his pins that he got, so the ruby, the emerald, and then the diamond, and he'd have them lined up. And guys seemed to notice the pins more than they did a shirt. And they were like, what'd you get those for? You an outstanding employee? And, you know, he'd be like, yeah, but not here. And, you know, just kind of cut a joke and get them to laugh a little bit. And he's like, no, really what I do, this is the symbol for it works. And if you've never tried it. And then on his apron, he always had his Blitz cards in there. So he just, like, every customer that came through, he just kind of double dipped. Oh, you're fixing your house? Let's get skinny too. Or, you know, what do you need? So that was a big thing for him. He was very shy though, so like he wouldn't just randomly go out to Blitz, but like if people are coming through and he has to talk to him anyway, that's what he would do. But then the same thing when they were like getting ready to sign, he'd be like, okay, well here's my sister, she'll finish you up because I don't know the details.
That's funny. Yeah, we've been trying to think of more. I think Chuck has just such an upper hand with going for men, but he tends to sign a lot of women too. So he's been trying to open up his market to men more. And I'm kind of like, I like delete guys. I don't even let them follow me on Instagram.
Yeah.
So we're playing a new ball game there.
Yeah, I definitely am. Like I said, the couple guys I talked to really wanted something else, and it just didn't work out.
Yeah.
I was like, you're wasting my time completely.
I say I don't turn away all guys. And a lot of people don't. So Chuck, don't feel like discouraged by that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just honestly like if their page is private, I request them before I accept them. And a lot of times they'll accept me, and I just kind of scroll through their page and just kind of see, like, you know, you can judge somebody's character by how they post and how they talk. So if there's somebody that, you know, I'm, you know, not going to expect some creepy, you know, direct message from, then I accept them. And I've actually made quite a few friends from there. Like, they work out, they, you know what I mean, and they use other products right now, like especially protein shakes and stuff like that. So like,
Yeah,
build that relationship to bring up our products. So definitely don't be discouraged by that, because every girl is different. Every person is different. So I know lots of girls that, you know, girls are girls, but and will accept anybody, but there are people that will accept, you know, a follow or a friend request. Just they might request, like, is yours private, your Instagram?
Yes.
They might just request you first because there's so many just pervy people out there, you know. So don't be like nervous to accept them first, just kind of like keep track of their name and, go through and make sure that they're not a distributor. So that's, I guess, my tip on that.
Yeah.
Well, when I post too, I say a lot of stuff about my wife, so it's not like, it's
I
not.
think that helps a lot.
Come on.
I'm happily married.
Yeah. Well, I do like the women. I will do like the Woman Crush Wednesday, or I did something for her birthday, and
Oh.
Yeah,
Yep,
I
that's
do.
perfect.
I shouldn't say I deny every guy, because if they have a picture with their wife, or I'll even scan their Instagram and see if they post a lot of pictures with their wife, and I'll accept
Yeah.
that don't look creepy, like Erica said.
Right.
But I think you should really just go for the guys, because it's not a big, not all the guys have heard about It Works, because it's
Right.
not big of a
Well,
thing.
and a lot of them are nervous to talk to girls about, like, hey, I need, I need to bulk up. Like, that's a woman is not the first person that they would think of to talk to. So you definitely have an advantage on hitting the male market. And a lot of guys just don't know that guys do this too, because there are a ton of women that do this. So.
Well, when I message people and I see if they, will watch the video, when I'm talking to a guy, I'm like, there is a huge untapped male market for this company, and it's out there. So because obviously Kim's video is completely focused on women. There's not one guy in that entire video. So I try to soften the blow and I say, hey, you're going to see nothing but women in this video, but there is a huge untapped male market for this company. So
that's perfect. Heck, I'll even take that advice for when I send a message out to a guy, you know what I mean? Because
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's
in that video. That's a great
But
tip.
Ryan Cunningham, he made a video for male potential distributors too. I'll have to find it for you guys, just to have handy.
Yeah.
I send them Michael's too. I send them Michael Pruitt's because I have his, and if they'll watch the other one, because Kim's video really is a good overall for the business. And then Michael can come in if they're willing to watch another one. Michael can come in if their mind's not closed because all they've seen is women. Michael can come in and he can say, hey, guys, do this, because, I've watched Michael's video and it's very straightforward. And he's like, hey, guys can do this too. So.
Yeah, maybe send us the other one of, who was it, Cunningham?
Ryan, yeah, Tiffany's husband, Ryan.
Okay.
And he even did, Ryan even hosted a guys retreat type of thing, more for the husbands, and his was more for the husbands who don't work the business, who just are there to support their wives, and basically how to support your wife when you do it. But I know Michael Pruitt was there too, and he taught the ones who wanted to how to actually work it also.
Yeah. All right. Any other questions?
I'm like, Cassie, wake up.
Yeah, I think this was good though. I think we should do this again some other time too, down the road. I like this. Did you guys
I'm
learn?
still listening. My phone didn't drop.
No, you're fine.
All right.
Yeah, no, this was awesome. Thanks, you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you all for having me. You all are so much fun.
Thank you for agreeing. Well, you guys have a great night. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Good night.
Bye.